Hey everybody, this is Q and Cole from Command Traffic. Awesome to have you guys here, and we are just going to jump right into today's training, one of this five-part series, and we're going to talk about the importance of audience today and the importance of audience in everything that you're going to be doing marketing and advertising wise for your business. So let's jump right in. So what you guys need to know for today's training, the better you know your audience, the easier it is going to be for you to form an effective marketing strategy. And the other thing you're going to want to keep in mind is a more niche audience means a higher percentage of customers and repeat customers over time. So we'll get a little bit more into that as we go along here. But really, guys, audience is everything. It is the building block from all marketing and advertising efforts as you go along. Everything, including Instagram growth strategies, content you put out to the world, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth, paid advertising, email marketing, literally everything you guys do to grow your business, the easier it is to do if you know your audience. And I don't just mean know on a surface level, like, oh, my audience is anyone who wants to get into watercolor painting or anyone who needs a new t-shirt. The more you can know and the deeper you can dive in, the easier all these marketing strategies become. So it's, who are your customers? How old are they? Where do they live? What do they do for a living? What else are they interested in? What do they do for fun? What does a day in their life look like? So on and so forth, guys. You got to dive in as far as possible to understand all the ins and outs of your audience, to have successful marketing strategies, to be able to speak the right language, to entice them to buy, all these things, create the right advertising to entice them to click and go to your store. Even how you set up your store, how you kind of list your products, all these things come into account when we're talking about audience here. So really the place to start when talking about who your audience is and how you can learn more about them is asking this question about your products and services. What problem are you solving for your customers? And every single product and or service solves a problem or multiple problems, even if you haven't really thought about that for your product up to this point. So, just a couple examples here. If you're a debt relief coach or really a coach and consultant service provider of any kind, the problem your customers face is usually pretty obvious. If you're a debt relief coach, your customers are in debt, and that's why you can speak that language to them and you can talk to them. If you're selling T-shirts and like typical e-commerce product, sometimes it's a little bit less obvious, but there's still always a problem or problems that you are solving for your audience, and you need to figure that out in order to really be able to get the most out of all the marketing and advertising that you do.
Yo,
So
Cole, so I want
yeah,
to just jump in real quick, if you don't mind here, into this
absolutely.
t-shirt example. So just one client we worked with, and this will kind of make more sense as we hit the next section, dig in. But one client we worked with was selling t-shirts, is selling t-shirts, and had a particular t-shirt that was flying off the shelves. And as she got more and more customers that were buying this particular t-shirt, she started to really focus in on who was buying that shirt, and looking at the customer data that was coming through her Shopify store, and then surveying her email list. And she was really doing a bunch of work to find out who the heck was buying her stuff. And what she found out was that the majority of her customers were 50 years old and older, males, and they were guitar players. They loved, virtually all of her customers were guitar players who were 50-year-old plus males. Okay. Now, with that information, she was able to then go and tailor other products to that customer base and sell more to those people because she had a better idea of who her audience was. And then she was able to go out and partner with other companies and create affiliate offers for that particular group of people. Again, just because she knew who those people were. So she started promoting, guitar products and musical instrument products to this list, and then courses that revolved around music as well. So again, just it's super important to know who your audience is, and once you dive in and understand those things, then you're really able to take that next step and help market to your current audience even better. So just wanted to throw that in.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, I mean, kind of just dove into the like t-shirts example, but even with the debt relief coach example, where it is a little bit obvious as to kind of that surface level of who your audience is. They're in debt. That's the first level, but why are they in debt? What kind of debt are they in? What are they doing up to this point to try and reverse that? Do they know about their other options for it? What does getting out of debt do for them? Do they want to buy a house and they can't yet because of their credit card debt or tax debt or whatever that is, right? So the more the easier it is to create messaging to entice these people to learn more from you and to buy your services to help them take those steps, right? So just another little example here as to like how deep you can go and really how much that helps your marketing efforts and how much easier it makes it for you to entice new customers and to grow that customer base for yourself. So at the end of the day, obviously, the more you find out about your audience, the easier, and you have to apply those findings over time. As you sell more and more, as Q just mentioned about the t-shirt example, one of our clients, you learn more and more as you go. And if you're not going back and applying those findings to everything from your content on Instagram to who you're doing the outreach strategies to what you're putting in your ads and how you're listing your products and what you're saying about them and how what products you're bringing into the fold, what new products and services you're trying to sell. All of this and everything you find out about your audience is going to apply to that. And you need to be going back and changing that as you learn more. Especially coming into like emails and things of retargeting nature, going back to the customers you're bringing in, just as Q's example, she added our client added courses and services around playing music and guitar because she was finding that out about her audience, and that helped her bring in even more revenue on that back end. So Q, is there anything else you wanted to add before we get to the homework section here?
No, just really defining that audience. I think the other thing that I do want to throw in there is what language they use. We talked about debt relief and we talked about this t-shirt example, but language is a huge part of understanding your audience, because the words that they use are so critical to know, because that allows you to search them out online and find like the communities that they're speaking in and stuff like that. So when you go into Facebook groups, or you are searching on Facebook, or you're searching hashtags on Instagram, or you're trying to locate your ideal audience, you want to think about how they speak, and what terms and verbiage they're using to communicate certain things. Once you kind of hone in on those terms, then you can better find them on all these different social media networks, and then join conversations in things like Twitter, and again Instagram and Facebook as well. So again, it's just knowing your audience better. And then again, for the debt relief stuff, around debt relief, there's probably various financial terms that people are using or asking questions about, and if you know those, then you can better connect with your audience essentially, and better find them. And then again, with the t-shirts, depending on your niche, you can find people who are using certain keywords and terms and having conversations about certain things if you know the things that they talk about and what are important to them. So that's the only thing that I would add to the audience. Yeah.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that for a second, when we say language, we don't mean the difference between, English and Spanish. We mean the difference between people talking about tax debt and credit card debt and, mortgage debt, those key differences. Or for the music example, people searching learning the basics of guitar versus learning how to string together major chords, and so on and so forth. So there's little, niches within niches. And the more you can dive in and learn the terms people are using and searching and, what they're looking for exactly, the easier it is to highlight your products and make them fit that niche.
Sure. And just one last thing that I think is a great example, if you search blue cheese stuffed olives, in any of these social media networks, and this is so random, but if you search that term on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, about 95% of people who like blue cheese olives are dirty martini drinkers. Okay. So that's only something that you find out when you dive deep into your audience and understand who they are. I found that out because we worked with a martini company, and through understanding the audience, we found that people who love blue cheese stuffed olives are almost always dirty martini drinkers. So
Okay,
we
great
went and
example.
found, we went and started searching out, blue cheese stuffed olives all over the internet, and found tons of people who were raving about them. And again, almost every one of them was a dirty martini drinker. So that allowed us to connect with our ideal audience.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome example. So, yeah, guys, we got some homework for you so that you guys can start to learn some of these things about your audience and start to apply your findings to your marketing and advertising efforts. So, number one, I want you guys to sit down and think critically about who would buy your products or who are currently buying your products and services, and why exactly it is that they are making those purchases and deciding to buy. Then I want you to dig a little deeper into who those people are, where they are, what it is they're interested in, how they live, why they need your products, etc. If you have to, you can go on Instagram and find some of these customers. Just take a quick look at what it is they post about, what it is they're interested in. The other thing you can do is create a survey for your customers to help you gain more information about who's buying from you. As we will talk about later on in the week in our trainings, surveys are great to send through email, because not only can you learn a lot about your audience, but you are actually, they will be appreciative of it, for trying to help you become a better service provider to them, and a better business, and their input. They'll appreciate you wanting that. So that's what I want you guys to do this week. It's going to help you guys a lot to figure out who exactly your audience is, niche that down as far as you possibly can, and then apply that to everything you're doing to try and grow your business. So guys, look out for tomorrow's email. We have some more awesome training coming to you. Q, if you want to give them a little preview as to what we're talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we're basically going to teach you how to take this audience information and then create something that's going to really resonate with your audience, and then help to convert more customers, and increase your profits and sales. So we're really excited for tomorrow's training. Hope you're excited, and yeah, look out for tomorrow's email and tomorrow's training, and that'll be number 2 of 5. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome, guys. See you then.